The Netflix series, Squid Game, is gaining more and more fans, who are noticing new details about the story. One theory is currently going viral on TikTok and Co. It claims that two characters in the series are related to each other and that there are even clear clues in the series. Caution, spoilers for Squid Game, there is no escape. The Korean series, Squid Game, is not only #1 on the Netflix charts, but is also conquering social media bit by bit. Memes and observations about the crazy story are shared on sites like Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Now the hype wave has also reached TikTok. After funny videos about the Squid Game have been doing the rounds lately, there are now also more theories that are discussed and debated by fans there. One of them is particularly popular and has already been discussed by both English and German-speaking fans. More and more viewers firmly believe that Gi-Hun, number 456, is related to Il-Nahm, number 001. In fact, there are interesting clues that seem to confirm this. We know nothing about Gi-Hun's past. The two men venture into the dangerous games of Squid Game and don't seem to know each other. Il-Nahm was chosen as the first participant, at least that's what we're supposed to believe, and Gi-Hun as the last games, which means there's a special connection between the two from the beginning. Or is there more to it in the end? The TikToker, Just the Nobitus, took a closer look at the theory that Il-Nahm could be Gi-Hun's father. Because in fact we never met him in the TV series, only Gi-Hun's poor mother. They list a number of clues that can be found in the 9 episodes of Squid Game that support this speculation. 1. The milk confession. In episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella, the participants are given a roll and a bottle of milk for breakfast. Gi-Hun asks the soldiers if he can get another drink because he can't tolerate milk, but they refuse to give him special treatment. Il-Nahm overhears this and is amused. "You must have gotten a beating from your father as a child," the old man says, to which Gi-Hun inquires in wonder, "How do you know?" With that, he confirms that he was indeed beaten as a child because of it. Il-Nahm then replies, "Because my son was just like you." With that, the old man laughingly departs, leaving an astonished Gi-Hun behind. Does Il-Nahm know this so well because Gi-Hun and the son he is talking about are one and the same man? 2. The same home. In episode 6, Ganbu, Gi-Hun and Il-Nahm compete together for the marble game, which takes place in a beautiful setting that looks like a small neighborhood at first glance. Il-Nahm gets nostalgic at the sight and gushes, "A long time ago, I lived in a neighborhood like this." He's not the only one, as Gi-Hun joins in, "Yeah, me too. When I was little, I lived in an alley like this." Are they both just reminiscing about the little past here? After all, we never learned how long Il-Nahm has been rich, so it can't be ruled out that he was still present and living there with Gi-Hun for the first few years of his life before he left the family. Perhaps this game location was deliberately designed to resemble Gi-Hun's home, as a tribute from game creator Il-Nahm to his son. 3. Gi-Hun's birthday. In the course of episode 6, Il-Nahm obviously keeps having mental lapses and is not always lucid. At one point, his attention wanders away from the marble game and he asks Gi-Hun what day it is. "My son's birthday. Is today the 24th? I promised him a toy robot. Last year, I totally forgot his birthday and didn't give him anything. This time, I can't forget." There is, however, a small hitch here, related to the different translations. In the German version, Il-Nahm seems to confirm that his son's birthday is on the 24th. In the English version, it sounds like his son's birthday is a few days after the 24th. This also fits with the TikTok theory, because at the ATM in episode 1, Gi-Hun only enters his birthday, April 26th. If you stick to the German translation only, the numbers don't quite match. But there are fans who see this comment by Il-Nahm as proof that he didn't have a big role in his son's life, so it's not surprising that Gi-Hun doesn't recognize him. And there are even a few Squid Game fans who firmly believe that the robot in the red light, green light game is a little nod to the robot Il-Nahm used to want to give his son to. Of course, not so deadly. 4. The same last name. In episode 1, Red Light, Green Light, the money-grubbing Gi-Hun grabs his mother's bank card to steal from her. He briefly holds the card up to the camera, and if you press pause at the right moment here, you can see the name. His mother's name on the card is Il-Nahm. This detail caught the eye of a TikToker named F1 Orant, who wonders if it can really be a coincidence that both Il-Nahm and Gi-Hun's mother have the same last name. However, this becomes really interesting when you recall that player 001 only reveals what his real name is in his final game. Before that, he always pretended that he couldn't remember and blamed it on his tumor. Was he afraid that Gi-Hun would otherwise see through everything? The question remains why Gi-Hun didn't react to the name when he heard it. But since he was in shock after the old man's death and had to deal with severe remorse, it's not unlikely that the connection to Il-Nahm didn't really sink in with him. 5. Reunion outside the game. When Gi-Hun is drinking alone outside a supermarket in his neighborhood in episode 2, he happens to run into Il-Nahm, who claims he was visiting a friend nearby. However, some fans who believe in the father theory rather suspect that he was longing for his actual home again after seeing his son again. He knows where Gi-Hun lives because he once lived there himself. Of course, as a game creator, he has information on all the participants anyway. A successor for the games, the big question remains, if the two men were really related. Why was Il-Nahm so obsessed with his supposed only son competing in such deadly games? Was he hoping to find in Gi-Hun his legitimate successor who would continue the games after a successful run? If so, the finale should have made it very clear that Gi-Hun will try everything in his power to stop the games in Squid Game. What do you think? Is Il-Nahm the father of Gi-Hun? Write your opinions and theories in the comments.